Hi everybody, hi Tamar. So today we're breaking down the Boltons and talking about what we'll see from them in season 6. So the Boltons are former Stark bannermen in the north, right? They betrayed Robb in the Red Wedding.
They're an old house in the
Right.
north.
Right.
They have their roots in ancient past.
Okay.
And they also had this historical animosity between them and the Starks.
Because the Starks were always number 1.
Yes, and they were always number 2
Right.
or 3. But when you look at the Boltons, who are part of the noble class,
Right.
and you know they're
Respectable.
they sit in their fancy castles, you know.
Right.
But they are this particular family are very savage, like they are
What do you mean savage?
cultural savages. Their sigil is like you know
Flayed man.
man, like a
Flay,
man.
that's like removing the skin. Right.
I didn't know that word before I started reading it.
You haven't been flayed? Never?
No, I did. I know like that. They are proud of their ruthlessness and cruelty. Cruelty, yeah. To skin someone alive and put it on your sigil, on your family sigil, that's sadistic, yeah. And if you contrast the people of the north to the wildlings beyond the wall, you can say, okay, so what...
they are savages.
Yeah, they are the savages. What they are missing, you know, they don't have the castles, they don't have the sigils. Yeah, they don't have tea, they don't have etiquette, you know.
Right. It's like they stink, but they put on some cologne and they think, oh, now I smell good.
They still keep in the tradition of prima nocta, a very horrible, cruel tradition.
That is rooted in real history in
you know,
European Middle Ages.
Yeah, the lord's right to take the virginity of a newlywed from the common class. My medieval professor in the university said that it wasn't really
that common
because, you know, because noble people used to be like
clean,
you know, and shaved and dressed and perfumed, and the commoners were stinky, you know, and hairy, and they didn't shave their armpits, you know, and whatever.
And another thing that is not so respectable and noble is the fact that they basically betrayed the Starks, so they are traitors.
Traitors. I'm more comfortable with the word turncloaks.
Okay, why?
When you're a traitor, I see it more like, I might be wrong, but I see it more like you betray an idea. You betray like a state, you betray the power to be or the power that is, but to turn your cloak is basically to join the other side.
You're a traitor only if you lose, only if you fail. If you win, then you're not a traitor.
Yeah, and it says something about medieval politics, which is very similar to today's crime families and gangsters politics. So in that sense, if you go to the police and tell on your friends, then you're a traitor.
Okay.
But if you join the police, then you're a turncloak.
And if you join another family, so you will always be considered as a turncloak. It's like a stain that you cannot erase, because now you cannot be trusted, because you have to be. If you're not loyal, if you weren't loyal to them, who knows? Maybe you won't be loyal to us. Once a dog, always dog.
So put the academics aside, and one of the worst things that they did, these Boltons, they were part of the conspiracy which violated the guest rights of the Starks. Which is customarily very, very, very naughty to think to do.
I think it's even worse, because Frey, he basically was the host, so he broke the guest right, but you can say he can do whatever he wants because he was hurt first, so now he wants to get back at them. But they were sworn to Robb, they participated in his war, and then Roose Bolton was the one who stabbed Robb and told him that the Lannisters sent their regards. So that's so cruel. He wanted Robb to hear this just before he died.
Yeah.
I betrayed you. That's horrible.
Yeah. But politically, it was a pragmatic move by Michael Bolton, by Roose Bolton.
Okay, why do you think it was pragmatic?
If he thought that Robb Stark has a chance to be like a king and win this Game of Thrones, this War of Five Kings, I don't think he would betray him. I think it was I don't want to bet on the losing horse, so I will change side.
Yeah,
kill all the family, the royal family.
and get the whole thing, get the North. So he was appointed to be warden of the North because he betrayed Robb.
We will see something like that plays out in The Sopranos. We will be like, yeah, good move, because they're all gangsters, you know. So, okay, so you betray this gangster to be above him, whatever.
Right.
But because we have sentiments to like chivalry and loyalty and medieval stuff, then we hate him for doing that. But let's keep it real, you know.
Okay, let's keep it real. Okay, so this is all true for Roose, but his son Ramsay, his bastard son Ramsay, is like he's like Roose, but without all the subtlety and without the clean image and everything. He's basically a sociopath predator.
Roose is also a little bit crazy. There's a part of him that is not shown in the show, but in the books he puts leeches all over his body all the time.
To clean his blood.
To clean his blood, like he's feeling a little dirty, you know, inside is dirty.
So he's monstrous inside, but he's clean, and just Ramsay doesn't have the inhibitions.
Yeah, and he's a sociopath, par excellence.
So maybe this is why Roose hates Ramsay, because that's like a mirror to him, to his own savagery that he tries to hide, but that's the only heir he's got right now. So he has to use him because this is the rule of the game, of the feudal system, right?
They are all savages. Ramsay exposes this shit.
Because he tells it like it is.
Yeah, he's part of this game.
He's tremendous.
Fantastic.
Tremendous.
Yeah, he has the best worlds ever.
The best flaying also.
So the difference between Ramsay and Roose Bolton is that Ramsay is not politically correct.
And Ramsay is the fruit of Roose's savagery, which he tried to hide.
The thing is that because everyone is savage, and you don't have like a constitution, like this aggravator of moral code that is passed along to every citizen, whatever.
Checks and balances.
You need some kind of agreed upon customs that you cannot break, like guest rights. It's an ancient, especially in the Middle East and in ancient times, because there wasn't police or everything, there wasn't security all around. When you go to someone's house, you are protected by him.
Because otherwise there would be anarchy, and you won't be able to sit with your rivals.
Yeah, even today you can see that here with the Bedouin community, you can be their enemy. Like, true, you can be like they will hate you, but if you go to their tent, to their house, you will be treated as a king.
Right.
And that's maybe it's part of the reason that we remember the Red Wedding, which is based on the Black Dinner, which was during like in the British history. All the carnage and the civil wars and people slaughtering other people, and noblemen slaughter peasants, and thousands upon thousands and tens of thousands and millions of people were slaughtered. But you remember this. This savagery, you remember, this is something that is like a scar.
Right.
Because if you break this simple
you have nothing.
Codes, no one is protected.
Right. And then it's like a total savagery. Okay. So now we're doing our bold prediction for the Boltons in season 6. What do you expect to see from the Boltons?
So the Boltons' role in the story, as I see it, as I read it and see it with my own eyes, is to destroy the North.
Like destroy the North.
Yeah, if the state is the body, like the biological body, in order for real change to happen, you have to have new ideas, which act like viruses or germs, And for that to happen, the immune system need to be weak. So if the body is in turmoil, if the body is like hungry or hurt, so the immune system is getting weaker, and then if the immune system is weak, the new ideas, which are like germs or viruses, come and procreate.
And specifically these new and dangerous ideas, you're talking about the wildlings coming down from the north with their own ideas about how to govern themselves. We expect that the wildlings will immigrate somehow into the north and change the feudal system in some way, because if the north will not change, there will be a battle to the death. Because they will not kneel, so they will not pay taxes. They don't believe that the lands belong to the lords. There's an obstacle in the plot which has to see Westeros change in some way, that the North is not a failed state. It has to become a failed state for them to be able to take over in some way.
I will add to that the traditional role of the Starks was to protect the North and the kingdom. The Starks were like this antivirus against for part of the immune system against the germs from the North. Now you remove the antivirus, so the Boltons are like the AIDS of the North.
That's racist. Okay, so this season, so what would happen to the Boltons this season?
I see and I hope and I pray that this will be the last that we see of the Boltons.
This season,
This season, yeah. I see them losing whatever fight they will be in.
With the Wildlings.
With the Wildling, with the Veil,
right.
with everyone that's tried to take Winterfell back.
Okay.
They will be betrayed. I think that's a good bet.
Right. Story-wise, it works well.
Story-wise, it works. And I see a catharsis coming up.
Ooh, where?
Catharsis is coming regarding Ramsay's death. The same way that we enjoyed seeing this spoiled psychopath Joffrey dying, suffocating to his death.
The other psychopath,
The other sociopath, Ramsay, I see him die in a cruel way. And that we will applaud.
Do you have some image in mind?
Yes.
No. No. What are you doing? So, if you have a different idea about the Boltons and what will happen to them, make sure to mention that in the comments. And you probably heard that we have a Patreon page and we have a lot of very cool content for our patrons. Most specifically, we have an extra Q&A every month just for the patrons, and we have an ongoing series called High Society. Check it out. Do. And if you want to see all our other Season 6 videos, it's right here. And we'll see you all next time. Bye, everybody.